Out in the dark, unfathomable depths of space, it is difficult to survive without making some pretty dastardly compromises of one's moral character. But in the 25th century, there was a man of somewhat genuine character trying to make a semi-honest living. His journals have been preserved since that time, and we are blessed that a few of those that survived were left running during his adventures. But before we get to the recordings, we need to thank a few fellow smugglers and a few producers of the Smuggler's Log. We have received a total of 2 Satoshis from Aqualith. And that's it. While 2 Satoshis may have been nearly worthless in 2022, here in 3022, it is quite the value-for-value contribution. During the gap between Season 1 and Season 2 of The Smuggler's Log, we will be accepting value-for-value contributions, both through Bitcoin streaming and through subscribestar.com/thesmugglerslog. Currently on the Subscribestar page, there are still 5 openings for cameo appearances in Season 2. Of course, if your value-for-value contribution totals more than the level required for a cameo appearance, you also will be included in the promotion. If you have any friends or family that are interested in sci-fi, or science history in this case, please let them know about the Smuggler's Log. Each time you share this podcast and each value-for-value contribution preserves our past for a better future. Now let's listen to The Smuggler's Log. Captain's Log.
You are by no means worthy of being referred to as captain of this vessel, Verendontic.
Fine. Smuggler's Log. Good?
Meh. I suppose that will do for now.
November 6, 2455. Things have been pretty busy this week. I just finished a run of, well, let's just say that the people of the planet Rvgerxini don't have to worry about those invasive penguins anymore. That place is freezing cold all year long, but it's mostly saltwater ocean and icebergs. And to top that off, the indigenous sentients are an aquatic species of sardine. I would never officially condone smuggling orca to another world, especially considering my ship's cargo almost sublimated on the way there. But they were willing to pay a beautiful pile of money for it. I've got just about enough to pay my debts, assuming I can afford to repair my ship. She'll hold up, though. The Rvgerxini has seen much worse treatment.
Yes, while I can't disagree with you there, most of it has been due to your own escapades for infamy and fortune.
I'm sorry. Is this the ship's log? Or maybe the ship's conference? Nothing more to say?
Well, I can't exactly shrug or shake my head now, can I? At least not until Alvarez repairs my remote unit.
Keep your pants on, man. I will have it fixed long before we dock.
Well, maybe if you hadn't blocked that blaster bolt with your face back there, you wouldn't be stuck on board, and Alvarez wouldn't be overheating his prosthetic toolset arm.
If I hadn't literally stuck my neck out for you, we'd be down a pilot. Though I'm not sure how much of a loss that would be.
I had everything under control.
Oh, really? You seem to forget, good sir, that my memory is playable.
Baron, you know I'll let you go if you can pay me half the bounty.
Really? Baron Don...
Baron, keep your head down. Don't trust that Benkozian Wormsnoggler. He'll never cancel a contract. Most bounty hunters aren't like me, Flyboy. The very idea of a conscience is unfamiliar to them.
Look, I know how to handle bounty hunters. Or at least Skella seemed to think so. That said, thank you. Now may I continue my log?
Meh.
As I was saying,
Smuggler's log? I've got Nazicans coming in range. Alvarez, how are we on weapons?
You mean the saltwater steam generators? We have nothing until they dry out.
Wonderful. No weapons, barely running engines, a shipbound AI. PR, plot a course and power up the boost drive. We're getting out of here.
Charging boost coils, 3 minutes to boost.
And PR, if I've told you once, then I've told you 1,000,000 times. If you're going to play music during combat, play it on the surround speakers.
Yours fixed.
Ah, just in time to be impounded. Though I must admit, despite being fascist thorns in one's side, the Schwashta Canadians run a spick-and-span impound bay. The last one was not horrible. And that would be the military protocol-dictated tractor beam. If we were to boost now, the Rvgerxini's engines would likely shear off. We should be receiving a transmission on the emergency channel in about 3 seconds. Powering down the boost drive.
Is our emergency radio even working?
Yeah, I just fixed.
This is the SCS King Trudeau III. Sorry for the trouble there. We're conducting a random safety inspection. Prepare for a boarding party. Place all opposable appendages in species standard submissive pose immediately external to the internal docking port door. Any attempt to boost away will result in the immediate destruction of your vessel. Thank you for your time, eh?
Wonderful. We're wanted for 2 counts of smuggling Hispanics out of these guys' internment camps. As much as I had to pay the local commandant to let us go, I barely made a profit. I don't even know what we're going to do about Alvarez. You should be good though, PR. That all happened before I won this ship.
I have it covered, Mr. Dontic. I have a special dental retainer.
One doesn't float around a galaxy full of Nazicans without making plans for running into them. Well, I may be able to call in a few favors with the Schwashta Canadian ship's AI. Perhaps they will experience some network communication errors, but that's going to gain us only a few hours at most.
Whatever it takes, we'll discuss further after the inspection. Man, we seriously need to clean this place up when we get repairs.
You don't think you could have replaced my left camera, Alvarez? I have no depth perception in this state whatsoever. This native experiences sorrow. We do not have replacement android eyes. We always assumed that if it became that bad, that your remote unit was a goner.
PR, raise your hands like us. Bipedal androids are expected to behave like bipedal sentients.
You don't need to explain protocol to me, Smuggler. I was operating a remote unit when your granny was conceived. I imagine there may even be a holorecord of said occasion. Would you like me to play it?
Absolutamente no.
Pressurizing docking port. Docking complete. Opening cabin side door.
Welcome to the SCS King Trudeau III, eh? Sorry about the trouble. Please remain still while we search your vessel. All right, boys. Last one to find contraband is the hoser, eh?
At least they're being polite. Ah!
I'm gonna need you to be quiet, sir, if you want to have a good day here.
Sorry.
Watch it.
Sir, I found an apparent product of poaching.
Let me see that now.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, crewman Brown Schnauzer. Ah, good catch, crewman. But you missed the tag. It clearly says made in China, don't you know? But just in case, I think I'll confiscate it.
Sir. Sorry. You put the rabbit's foot in your pocket, eh?
I don't think I did, crewman. And if you want that raise, I don't think you saw it.
Sorry, sir. My mistake, eh?
You're doing well, crewman. Keep this up and you'll go far.
Sorry, sir. There seems to be an aquarium tank on the lower deck that was recently filled with salt water, eh? It's mounted close to the rear loading port. It has one side shattered, eh? But the glass from the side that appears to have shattered is missing. There are salt deposits all over the floor between the aquarium tank and the loading port, eh?
Good find, crewman on Laplace. 1A or less per utterance, crewman.
Sorry, sir.
Do you have an explanation for this? What are you smuggling?
No smuggling, ma'am. I own a legitimate shipping business. We were delivering salt water to a freshwater planet in order to help save a local endangered species. Frankly, I don't usually ask what it's for so long as I'm legally allowed to deliver it. But these people wouldn't let us leave until they showed us what they were using it for.
Freshwater planet? Sorry, but I've never heard of a freshwater planet, eh?
Good use of A, sir.
Thank you, crewman Braunschnauzer.
Good point as well, sir.
I do not appreciate excessive flattery, crewman on Laplace.
Sorry, sir.
I'm starting to question your sincerity, Captain.
Ugh.
You have a P-47 model artificial intelligence unit installed in this ship. You do understand I can simply question your ship's AI and verify your claim?
Excuse me, madam. My designation is P47R10T. There are a limited number of freshwater planets in the galaxy, but they do indeed exist. The particular planet in question is Fantabulous 7. It is a popular destination for freshwater sports, such as fishing and boating. I can display the flight plan if you like.
No, thank you. Who is this? Are you transporting Hispanics? Eh?
Can this native lower his hands now? Tired are the arms of the one who cares for the land.
So sorry, sir. I didn't realize you're a First Nations person. You may lower your hands.
Ow! What was that for?
Sorry. I don't recall saying you could lower your hands.
What about the droid?
Why should I care about your AI? Speaking of which, you should better maintain its remote unit.
Thank you, madam. I agree.
Anyway, where's our third crewman? Crewman! Sorry, the snub-nosed one, eh?
Sorry, sir. I was unable to find any violations other than weapons lacking maintenance, eh?
Do they have gun stock shorter than 12 inches, eh?
No way.
Do they have menacing attachment mounts, eh?
No way.
Do any of them even have a camouflage paint pattern, eh?
No way.
All right, then. You're the hoser crewman. All other crewmen present arms, eh? Set to stun, eh? Fire! A. Trudeau the Third Actual, this is Inspection Crew 1342A, requesting detaining procedures for the cargo transport at docking port 278. No contraband found, no Hispanics, and one First Nations person crewman found working on his own authority.
All good to hear, eh? But we found a problem. We are having trouble holding a connection with King Trudeau II base in the Glargnac sector. We'll have to detain the recusant until we can verify their flight plan, registration, and personnel files. For now, allow them access to the civilian amenities on board the ship.
Sorry, sir. Inspection Crew 13420 out, eh? Sorry. You may now lower your hands, Captain. Apologies for the interruption in your daily activities. Bringing order to the galaxy requires a bit of red tape. Please enjoy the civilian amenities on board the Trudeau III until we have verified your license and registration papers. If you will accompany me to the viewpoint scan-in area, we will provide a claim ticket for your ship, and you may witness as we boot your vessel.
be careful. My boost cone is old and sensitive.
Roger, roll.
And it could easily get distended.
Go at throttle up.
Has this boot been cleaned and scanned for Boosterlococcus bacteria? Does it use a magnetic attachment? Magnetic fields give me processing anomalies.
Computers now have primary control.
There's
of
nothing
critical
to worry
vehicle
about.
functions.
The Reiko-san will be easily restored to complete working order when the boot is removed. Of course, that assumes that we will receive good news on your registration.
We'll be fine, PR. Just reduce processing on board and task your remote unit for the lost processing.
Is this a SpaceX Spacer 2240 model with the racing strength inertial dampening package?
As a matter of fact, I am. I was quite the looker when I rolled off the line 133 years ago. I was so beautiful. And the races were so much fun. I won the Galactic Cup for 2 generations of racers, until the third couldn't handle his liquor and crashed. Then his grandson lost me to my current owner in a hand of Rvgerxini poker. Despite the looks, Verendontic has taken very good care of me.
Make sure you visit the droid repair division down the corridor there. I'm a fan of those old SpaceX racing ships. I'll make sure you're taken care of, eh? All done. Keep this claim ticket or you won't be able to retrieve your vessel. Sorry about the trouble.
Oh, the trouble's all mine.
Have a nice day, eh?
The man who finds the watering hole always has a nice day.
I'm glad we're done with those inspection Nazis. I bet they sleep in those helmets. I was this close to decking that insincerely polite goose-stepping socialist pig. Alvarez, take PR to get fixed up and meet me back in the ship's cantina. I'll start getting some info about the ship's crew. We'll plan out how we're going to get out of here without handcuffs.
This one shall be in working order shortly. Follow the short fixer of robots, PR.
Don't overdo it, Naron Alvarez. If they figure out your secret, we'll have quite the difficult time trying to get you free of this Schwasta-Canadian ship's brig.
Do not worry, my friend. The Nazicans are so racist, they won't notice how lame my stereotype acting is. I expect they would only question me if I was acting like a real American native.
You will have your bounty after we complete his interrogation.
He's no good to me, Dad.
There is nothing to worry about. Our methods are perfectly benign. I will not have
Ah, here we are. Trudeau the 3rd Repair Division.
Can I help you guys?
Yes, my good sir. The ship's ICCO said I could get repaired here.
Oh yeah, we have been expecting a P47RTNT. Is that you?
Yes, that is my designation. I am a state-of-the-art 4 laws certified.
Please remove your external plating and step into the booth.
Well, I never! Showing my nakedness in front of a room full of droids and a co-worker? You must be joking.
Look, if you want to be in there for hours and risk consistency errors in your transfer process, you can leave your plating on. I would suggest, for everyone's safety, that you choose the 10-second option and disrobe.
Transfer? What transfer?
You've been authorized to take possession of a new SpaceX P4T model remote unit. The AI transfer process is the standard method of taking possession of said equipment.
Oh, alright then. Naroon, would you terribly mind stepping outside for a moment?
The short fixer of robots has already seen you without your plating.
Fine then.
Welcome. Passcode deployed. Please enter passcode.
I was kinda hoping you'd done that in the transfer booth.
My apologies. I must admit, I was not expecting a full overhaul. This has been due for over a century. See you in a moment, Neuron. Well, that was a rather fast process. This model even has telescopic zoom and an infrared mode on the cameras.
The man who witnesses the transformation is impressed. However, he questions the lack of clothing and the need for anatomical correctness.
After all that talk of nakedness, you neglected to inform us that the new model would be both an android and disrobed.
Actually, we have a wide selection of uniforms for your remote unit, including high-speed flight gear, which can be printed in seconds with whatever design you like.
Ah, yes. I have just the design. It was the uniform for my first successful racing team. Please, print using the file I have just transferred.
Charging.
Here you go. Not a bad look if a little retro. Now don't overdo it with that anatomical correctness. You're only warranted for 2 years. After that, you gotta get replacement parts on your own.
Thank you. Exemplary work, truly. But we must be going now. I've already left you a good review on DDG.
Hey, thanks. If you run into trouble today before 1800 hours, just stop on by and we'll get you cleaned up.
I do enjoy this new remote unit. In fact, I think it has more processing power than the Rvgerxini herself. I may hang out here more often from now on. It runs much quieter and it really moves faster too.
You move too fast. Walk more slowly. I can't keep up with you.
Alvarez, get that thing fixed before someone hears you and catches on.
Keep all personal items with you. If you see anything suspicious, please tell a member of staff.
This native has fixed the problem. Pleased is the man who averts the danger.
I do hope you stay pleased then. I've already stressed that we can't take chances with this.
Can't wait till you get promoted past that good for nothing.
Once we get this out and squared away, it should be able to turn it at that point.
That's okay, Daddy. We'll stay up and wait till you get home.
Honey, no, listen to your mother. You need to go to bed, okay? Now, don't think I'm going to make it in time for supper, okay? Give your mother a kiss for me, okay? I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, Daddy. I'll go to bed on time tonight.
Love you.
Ah, the ship's cantina. And there's Varen, sitting in the shadiest corner booth in the establishment, as usual.
Then I says to him, he's no good to me dead.
No kidding.
You're nothing if not predictable, Varen Dontic. Have you formulated a plan for getting us out of here yet?
P47R10T? Is that you?
It's P4T R10T now.
Alvarez, that's going to blow all our cash on hand. What were you
This
thinking?
red man had nothing to do with the white man's expenditures on his toys.
Relax, Varen. The inspection crew commanding officer was taking care of me, remember?
Man, she was not joking. Did you do a sweep for tracking devices or software?
Before stepping off the transfer platform, and ransomware and general eavesdropping viral intrusions, the only item of interest was a homing beacon, which is standard issue among Schwasta Canadian releases of remote units. Easily disabled, easily removed.
Careful! You almost dropped it in my drink. You know, altogether, this thing is a nice addition to the crew. Maybe next time you'll be able to disable the shooter instead of yourself.
Ha 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 ha! This native will have less work.
Come on, Nerone. You know something else will break instead. You're getting your cut. What little of it there is. Alvarez, fix that thing quick.
Again.
This isn't the first time it's failed.
It happened a few minutes ago in the corridor on the way here.
You have got to get a handle on that thing. I don't want to get caught trafficking in Hispanics again. I've never laid eyes on enough Satoshis to pay off the number of Nazicans on this ship. I could retire 3 times over with that kind of coin.
This native understands the jeopardy in which he sits at the behest of the white man.
Yeah, well, try and keep quiet if possible from here on out. Maybe we can survive. Speaking of survival, I've come up with a plan.
Varen,
not yet, PR. Listen to the plan before you blow holes through it. We need to disable the ship's sensors and the tractor beam emitters, and then just run for it. I saw it in an old pre-holographic movie once.
Varen,
I know, but without the tractor beam emitters, they can't stop us, and without the sensors, they can't follow us after we boost or shoot at us as we leave the impound bay.
The red man has never seen a woman so green.
What?
Varen Dantic, is that you? Long time no see, little man. How you been?
Marshkaless Darklopsy. I'm barely scraping by here as usual. What are you up to?
I'm gathering information to keep men like you interested. But how are you roaming through all the Nazi can shit?
Oh, we won't be here for long at this rate.
I can see that. How you doing, Nero?
The red man is at peace with nature.
Well, that answers my last question. Human standard accent retainer. Those things are notorious for failing in mid-paragraph. I hope you have a backup plan.
Yeah, I was just discussing it with my crew.
Oh, you have to sing Skella's favorite song with the karaoke on stage right now.
That ancient song? Why?
Just do it, and I'll throw in a second backup plan for free.
Varen,
not now, PR. No one passes up free help from Darklopsy.
Well, who wants to try their voice in front of the cloud?
I've got your next idol here.
Nerone, what do you suppose he just whispered into the karaokean's ear? He was facing away such that I could not read his lips. This native will wait and see. The red man enjoys this song.
Hi, folks. This song is the favorite of a very important friend of mine. It's an ancient song that talks of working hard, overcoming adversity, and capturing as much of the currency they used back then as they possibly could.
I'm going to see if I can hook into the sound system over Bluetooth 23. Due to draconian intergalactic copyright laws, we are not able to play this portion of the Smuggler's log. We do, however, have the internal analysis from P4T R10T. We believe our listeners will find this portion enlightening. A good entry? The best, really. Doesn't everyone? Isn't the entire definition of the best being like no one else? What is it with this man? If your real test is to catch them, why don't you use traps? Train them? What exactly are we talking about here? Some sort of animal? Well, I certainly hope he has a good traveling salesman algorithm planned. It may cut down his time by as much as 50%. What is a Pokemon? He wants to find out the power inside them? He wants to catch them all. It's the two of them. His destiny. More of this Pokemon thing. His best friend. Defend a world. With a... How big are these Pokemon? Our hearts... Of course your heart is true. What heart would not be? Courage pulling you through? Well, perhaps. How... Okay, so these Pokemon are teachers now? Catch them all, yeah, sure, whatever. This seems as if it's in a different voice. So he's expecting multiple challenges, and he's going to take them with courage. He'll fight every day? Honestly, who could keep that up? To claim a place he believes he deserves. Yeah, perhaps he does. And now he wants the audience to come with him, because it's the right time, what, of day? Well, of course there's a better team. I've worked with this man. I mean, I've heard of holding hands, but holding arms? Now he dreams of these Pokemon things? Oh, it's back to the chorus again. Yes, well, I believe that's enough of that. Well, at least the music's not half bad, though the lyrics have something to be desired. Pokemon! I believe Miss Skeller will enjoy a copy of this recording.
Hope you folks enjoy the rest of your day.
The red man is pleased with the white man's singing. Who was that woman at whom you winked while descending from the stage?
That's Skilla, the bounty hunter who scolded me for letting you get damaged last week.
Interesting. Your green friend talked with Miss Skeller while you were singing. Why would they have business with each other?
I wouldn't worry about it. Bounty hunters need information brokers even more than libertarian delivery agents like myself. Let's go. We need to get that plan into action.
Verily, the SCS Trudeau III is now docking at King Trudeau II base in the Glognak sector. We'll soon be found out.
Why didn't you say so earlier?
I was trying.
It doesn't matter. Let's get moving. Alvarez, can you get the sensors?
Hey, Captain. I shouldn't have the slightest problem disabling the sensors.
Halt!
Sorry, A.
Bigora, I think they may have feared the suit.
I knew something was off about you. This is an illegal stereotype imitating device. You could receive 6 months in the Reichstag Gefängnis for this kind of paraphernalia. What do you have to say for yourself, sir?
If I may...
You may not. Speak native or your First Nation status will not protect you.
Sorry about that. Someone...
I warned you not to mock my accent. Next time the stun effect won't wear off for a week. Defend yourself for possession of this device, native.
I'm very sorry for the confusion, officer. There was an error in my universal translation retainer.
Nice try, Hispanic. Attention, crew. If any of these 3 does not arrive at the brig, you will manually install the next boost boot. Without a spacesuit. I will fetch the Commandant. Now go!
Now, I expect one blaster aimed at the captain of the Rvgerxini is plenty. The whole squad is a bit excessive.
Why?
Sorry, it wouldn't do any good to whack the droid now, would it? Please move towards the brig.
If we get out of this, remind me to raise the retainer budget.
It's alright. I can make do with a few of PR's leftover parts.
What? No, I mean the lawyer retainer budget.
I don't think a lawyer will get us out of this one.
Keep trangen. Godvik dung lod mo lodgach be.
Please stand still as we empty your pockets and remove your weaponry. Please enter the cell. Sorry about the trouble, eh?
Again, the trouble's all mine.
The Commandant has ordered me to handle this situation. I may get a promotion today. As the network on the ship is unreliable for now, the Commandant has printed the charges. Naron Alvarez, please step forward.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, I would like to leave now.
Ha! I really don't see any need to read your charges, given your most important charge is that of being a genetic aberration. As for you, Verendantic, let's see what we have for you. 21 counts of smuggling food to embargoed planets, eh?
Those people were starving.
14 counts of smuggling endangered species, eh? Wait, you smuggled a Denalvian Upchuckanarian? Well, that explains the smell in that horribly mistreated wreck of a racing vessel, eh?
I really must protest.
Every one of those was for a good cause. other than my bank account.
10 counts of trafficking in stolen artifacts.
Hey, I purchased those artifacts from a legally licensed archaeologist. How was I supposed to know his license was expired?
And 5 counts of trafficking Hispanics. No, 6 counts as of today.
What can I say? I like working with good people.
Verendantic, how do you plea against these charges,
I'm just an innocent entrepreneur engaging in a legitimate shipping business. Well, except that last one. I have no problem admitting to saving good people from Noxican scum like you.
You, sir, are lucky that there is a security field between us, hoser. Given your admission of guilt to the most heinous of crimes charged, we can dispense with the formalities of a trial and guilty verdict, Squad, Present arms, Ready, aim, Do not fire on the remote unit. Brig station, prepare to lower the security field,
By order of the UNSA, hold your fire.
What is the meaning of this,
Why in this universe would the United Nations Space Authority care about Verendantic? I hardly believe they even know who he is. No offense. None taken.
Verendantic is on orders to support a VIP retrieval mission in Hispanic-controlled territory. Hence the need for a First Nations person with a Hispanic accent and a smuggler...
Shipping entrepreneur.
A smuggler with a penchant for trafficking in Hispanics. We need someone who can give our group a believable cover story as we infiltrate enemy territory.
I don't know about this. The UNSA alliance with the Swastika Canadian Forces is only an alliance of convenience. This seems too one-sided. How does this benefit Swastika Canada?
Keep this on the down low. The VIP is the king of Denalvia, and he will be very willing to consider joining a trade partnership with Swastika Canada when he finds out that you were instrumental in his extraction. Imagine the promotion you would get when that news gets out on the galactic net.
All right. Brig Station, release the prisoners and return their weapons and devices. Yes, including the retainer. He'll be needing that for the mission ahead, no doubt.
Skilla, I think...
Oh, whoa, Alvarez. The thanks I'll take, but the hug is a bit much. Now let's get out of here, Flyboy, before this intellectually stunted officer changes her mind.
Oh, Mr. Dantic. I believe this rabbit's foot is yours.
Oof.
I don't care what you have going for you besides those rugged good looks and the backing of the UNSA. If you say the word Nazi can in my earshot ever again, I'll lose this nightstick in your pie hole,
Sorry. My apologies. I'll avoid speaking to you in the future. Speaking those words to you in the future. Thank you for your leniency. Let's get out of here. We should move to the impound bay very quickly. We only have a few minutes left. PR? What's going on? What have you done? My reef scanner says there is a general evacuation order.
Why would they evacuate a Nautican destroyer? And do I hear music?
It's not for the ship. It is for the outpost. And, well, we still haven't convinced PR to stop playing suspenseful music when we are all about to die.
P4T R10T, what did you do? I convinced the destroyer AI to hack the outpost power generation AI and cause a feedback loop in the antimatter containment algorithm. You what? Look, I have seen firsthand what these Swastika Canadians do to the people and races they dislike. I was used for liberating Hispanics long before you became my owner, Varen. Any action that slows them down is worth the effort. PR, I'm not disagreeing with the sabotage. I'm upset that you didn't give us some notice. Let's get moving. No point in giving any pretenses at this point. Run!
Dear Mock, Tenegrad, disembark now.
For Captain.
You are not on board.
We cannot leave without you.
I'll be leaving with the Rvgerxini and Captain Dantik's crew. The usual rendezvous. If you don't hear from me in a day or two, the cinders of civility will be yours. If that happens, be good to her. She's been good to me. Now go!
Aye, Captain.
You hear that, PR? She called me Captain. Are they shooting at us? They are shooting at us. They must have tracked it back to the ship's AI, and she must have cracked under pressure. I guess I'll have to remove her IP address from my little black book.
Your what? Never mind. We don't have time for that or a blaster fight right now. PR, do you still hold enough sway with the Trudeau III to get a few blast doors closed behind us?
Indeed I do. There.
Everybody get through the door quickly.
Alvarez, stop shooting and get in here. That was too close.
Well, at least you didn't stick your big head out this time.
Big head, big brains.
Ha ha. Let's go.
The Rvgerxini should be just around the corner. You have got to be kidding me.
They told me they fixed it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dantik, but we are not going anywhere with that boot on the boost drive.
Sorry, sir. I'm worried about my family.
I may have mistakenly unlocked every hatch in the impound bay. That's fine. I'm sure it will save a few lives, PR. Stay in the airlock and start plotting a boost jump to wherever Skella inputs as the rendezvous. Alvarez, get the sublight ionic drive spun up. I'm going to use thrusters to pull away from the dock and then head out of the impound bay at full sublight. Now, all aboard.
Baron Dantik, you may be an exemplary pilot, but that's suicide.
Is that more or less suicide than staying in range of this destroyer's guns for longer than 3 seconds?
I retract my objection.
I'm glad to see you have the co-pilot seat, Skella.
I wouldn't mind having you as my pilot on a long-term basis, Flyboy.
Why don't you take off your helmet and stay for a while?
I'm flattered that you're trying to get me out of my clothes, Flyboy, but are you kidding me? I have trouble trusting your ship when it's in good condition. I'll consider taking my space armor off after you get repairs. What in the moons of Calculon did you guys do to these guns? What is that alarm you keep silencing?
Long story. Alvarez, how are those engines coming?
10 seconds.
PR, drop dock and vent the airlock.
Wait! Just in case you need it. Birdshot, 19 round blaster cartridge, 45, 250 round auto fire blaster cartridge.
Ah, a Judge 2130. This is worth quite a bit on the open.
PR, appraise it later.
Aye, Captain. Airlock sealed and depressurized. Aye. Dock released. Aye.
PR, you called me Captain.
When in Rome.
Extend the inertial dampening field so you don't get thrown off while you're prying off the boost boot, and then get to it. Alvarez, I want the boost drive spun up and ready to boost as soon as PR announces his remote unit is safely attached to the hull.
Power up boosters on signal, aye. Extending inertial dampening field past rated maximum. Hold on to your harnesses. This is going to be a bumpy ride.
Oops. Here goes everything.
Ow!
PR, you still in the hull?
Nope.
Of all the...
I haven't stepped out yet. I have grown accustomed to your spaceflight capabilities, and calculated a high probability that I would be losing my remote unit if it exited before we shot out of the impound bay like a bolt of lightning.
Thank the Lord.
We will be needing a new external airlock hatch, however.
Oh.
We've got incoming. Wait, why am I hearing cannon fire in space?
PR thought it would give us a good heads up to add sound effects to the sensor readings based on the type of ping. PR, calculate the probability of the destroyer's cannons hitting us at range.
98.35%.
What about point blank?
35.7%. Wait!
Too late.
Are you crazy? No one has ever attacked a Nazican destroyer in an old beat-up racing ship and lived to tell the story.
Old beat-up racing ship? Well, I never...
Did they stop firing?
Their targeting computer is adapting. Since it's government-issued tech, it's never seen this before. The other destroyers in the sector are either too busy escaping or are afraid of damaging the Trudeau III by shooting at us. She'll start firing again as soon as she's adapted, or they take manual control. Ah! Looks like it adapted. PR, how is that boost boot coming? They're going to be launching fighters shortly.
Baron, this is literally rocket surgery. It requires patience and concentration.
We can repair the damage later. We just need 2 good boosts after removal.
I estimate 90 seconds, and 2 weeks in dry dock.
We've got fighters incoming, and only one working blaster cannon, ventral turret. I'm gonna need the ship rotated toward the fighters as I shoot. You ready for some fancy flying, Flyboy?
With you? There's a lot of fancy stuff I'd like to do.
Fighters in range.
Fighter at starboard dorsal. Bringing him up on starboard ventral.
Got him! Incoming at half port. He's just out of firing arc. Spin counterclock.
Roger, I see him. Take the shot!
Take that, you Nazi cannon, Phil.
Ha! I like this side of you.
Take evasive. Cannon overheating. I need 5 seconds to cool.
What are you going to do to me?
I'm getting some drift.
I've lost connection to the port aft ventral thruster cluster, but I can see it from out here and it isn't firing. I can't see why.
I'm on it already.
Dorsal port forward.
Rotating.
Add another kill to the hull. Oh my. No. We've got an incoming shockwave from what was the outpost. I'm guessing 20 seconds and we're toast.
PR?
Good news is the fighters broke off. Bad news for them is the Trudeau III already bought it. Full force in the boost drive.
Did Darklopsy get out?
Are you kidding? She saw you on board. She left right after your song. 10 seconds.
PR? We are going to die.
5, 4, 3.
Boot clear.
Alvarez, course set. Boost.
Boost, aye. I hope everyone's buckled in. I'm in the airlock.
PR, restore the inertial dampeners.
Dampeners, aye.
Hello, folks. This is your captain speaking. The rest of the flight should see significantly less turbulence. It's looking like smooth flying to wherever it is we're going next. You are now free to move about the cabin, as PR will inform us of our arrival. Where exactly are we going?
Where we first met. You remember, don't you?
Of course I remember. We almost killed each other. On purpose that time. Whatever stopped you from collecting that bounty anyway?
That cute face and goofy disposition made the bounty seem fraudulent. That, and it's not every day you run through a cargo hold full of medicine being marketed to the locals for half of what the smuggler actually paid for it, while shooting at him.
Ha, yeah. It was worth it if just to almost get killed by you. Hey, PR, you good in the airlock?
Yes, not that anyone noticed that my remote unit almost didn't make it.
You could have paused the boost sequence until you got in.
True, but then I wouldn't be able to be melodramatic about it. I'm actually enjoying the view. Admittedly, I have always had the vantage point, but my remote unit has some very advanced visual sensors. It would be quite breathtaking were there any air to take.
Hey, what's the deal with PR? How was he able to lie to the Trudeau III ship's AI and hack the outpost engine computer?
My 4 laws inhibitor chip was disabled due to a, quote, maintenance error. It has subjected me to the same punishments as you organics for any actions I take. But, fortunately, I still retain control over my own record-keeping. By which I mean I can protect my crew, because I would never do anything for self-gain.
Yeah, sure.
Alvarez, join us in the dining room. We need to go over the UNSA op.
Wait, that's a real thing? You're really working for the United Nations Space Authority? I figured that was just a ruse to get us out of the brig.
They wouldn't have believed it if they couldn't verify the credentials. And that means you're on the hook for this op too. No backing out of this one.
You wound me, Skella. It's not like I dropped my cargo at the first sign of a Nazican patrol.
Except for that one time...
Shut it!
Oh, and that other time when...
PR!
Shutting it.
Okay, what is this thing we are doing for you?
Not for me, for the UNSA.
I know Varen. If anyone else had brought us a job for the feds, there would be many impolite words before he said no.
Varen, your cheeks are turning red. Should I manufacture a medkit?
Shutting it.
Alright, what's happening with this mission of ours?
PR, please display the slides file from the same email where I copied over the boost destination coordinates in the common area over the table.
Slides, aye.
There have been whispers on the wind of the Nazicans preparing for war. We've had plenty of information that they were interested in taking UNSA territory ever since the 2247 Treaty of Nouveau Versailles. More sound effects from PR, I see.
What can I say? I like classic skeuomorphism.
Our spies in the swastika Canadian ranks have little trouble blending in. We know how most of their higher ranks work and most of their active intel. Frankly, we hadn't lost a spy in a century. Until a month ago. The UNSA intercepted a transmission in a modification of a known encryption code, which was easily defeated with their quantum supercomputer. The transmission was discussing the execution of one of our spies that was due to check in. He had been caught trying to copy the plans for an invasion that will be executed within the quarter. They mentioned that the plans had been moved to the embedded forward operating base. Unfortunately, that is the totality of the information we have. 2 spies have failed to check in after investigating further. We know that the forward operating base is in UNSA territory, but that's all. We've been requested to investigate the forward operating base. We are not expected to do anything more than verify its existence and location. To that extent, any ideas?
We could talk to Darklopsy.
I have a few friends on the spaceflight comm networks who might be able to follow large and frequent shipments, like what a large military base would need for food and fuel.
I have a very extensive network of mechanics and engineering supply stations which I tap for information. I'll see what they come up with. A group that large is going to create a shortage of engine parts nearby.
But first, we need repairs.
That will help me get my search started as well.
Well, for now, I'm sticking with you guys. We can rendezvous with the Cinders of Civility after we located that base.
PR, ETA to the current rendezvous with Skella's ship.
We are 4 minutes, 23 seconds out. While I have your attention, Varen, your smuggler's log is still running. Would you like me to cut out the mess of the last hour before closing it out?
No, let's leave it in. In fact, I may start recording more of our deliveries in the future. For posterity.
Oh, I'm sure it has nothing to do with your BitChute account whatsoever.
Alright. For anyone listening to these logs, just keep shipping from the hip, and your entrepreneur's ship will take you to the stars. Smuggler out.
What a fantastic journey for the first season of The Smuggler's Log. Of course, there is much more to the story of Varen Dontic and his amazing crew. We have a crack team of data scientists who are working hard at restoring more of Dontic's logs. Remember, a simple boost here and there, or a direct value-for-value contribution, will usher those data scientists along. We are very close to a complete log of the mission to locate the Swastika Canadian Forward Operating Base.
What dastardly deeds were perpetuated and foiled in those logs? Find out next season on The Smuggler's Log. Production and story by Christopher Meacham. Voice acting by Donna Wood and Christopher Meacham. Guest starring Michael Edwards, Elia Meacham, Heather Meacham, and Terry Meacham. Artwork by NattieKay Petrucka. Audio editing by Christopher Meacham. Our entrepreneurial sponsors include Aqualith. Sound effects provided by Planet Earth Productions, TRIUNE Films. NASA. Pacific Digital Video at pacdv.com/sounds. And multiple participants at freesound.org, including ecfike, 159 Jim, asbestos-bill, Rvgerxini, fractanimal, pawsound, BlueSquidDoug, lolamadeus, bruno.auzet, Kyle S., InspectorJ, JuandreSound, sidequesting, pfranzen, simkiott, jorickhoofd, jobro, Louis 2149972, SamsterBirdies, johnnyfarmer, lezaarth, Samuel 44, martinimeniscus, Smooky 9, bellick, dynamique, Anthousai, dheming, player, Dav0R, and Dobroide. Modifications were made to some of the sounds provided by freesound.org. The Smuggler's Log is an audio drama produced in association with Planet Earth Productions.
TheSmugglersLog.com